Welcome back to my YouTube channel LC Coins World. Today we will be talking in great depth about the 2014 5 Piso Philippines coin, a piece of modern currency that represents the deep and complex narrative of a nation that has evolved through revolution, development, and modernization. This coin is more than a medium of exchange. It is a snapshot of national identity, economy, and cultural symbolism that lives in the hands of every Filipino who uses it and in the drawers of collectors around the world who understand its value, both historical and numismatic. The 5 Piso coin issued in 2014 belongs to a design generation that honors national heroes, builds on the legacy of currency modernization by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and helps tell the story of how the Philippines moved into a new era of coinage. The obverse of the 2014 5 Piso coin proudly displays the portrait of General Emilio Aguinaldo I, President of the Republic of the Philippines and a towering figure in the struggle for independence against colonial Spain. His figure faces left in this design with sharp lines and clear engraving meant to reflect both strength and solemnity. Above the portrait is the inscription Republica ng Pilipinas, and below it the denomination 5 Piso and the mint year 2014 are inscribed. This was part of the previous generation of coinage just before the new generation currency coin series was launched in 2018 to address public confusion and improve functionality in commerce. The use of Aguinaldo on this coin was intended to connect everyday Filipinos with a hero who had led the country through one of its most important chapters, the Revolutionary War for Independence. The reverse of the coin features the institutional seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The logo features a stylized eagle, a gear, and a star and sun motif representing strength, industry, and national pride. This official branding ties the coin directly to the modern state and its financial stability. The BSP logo was redesigned later on, but in 2014, it still reflected the transition from the old to the new, emphasizing modernization without forgetting the roots of national culture and the aspirations of its people. The material used for this coin is nickel-plated steel, which provides a silvery finish and enhances durability. It has a weight of approximately 7.4 grams, a diameter of 25 millimeters, and a reeded edge, making it practical for use in machines and public transport coin sorters across the country. What makes the 2014 5 Piso coin historically important is that it was among the last to feature this particular design before the overhaul in 2018. It was also minted during a period of economic strength in the Philippines and heavy public use of coins, especially in small transactions such as jeepney fares, sari-sari stores, and wet markets. The coin circulated heavily across both urban centers and rural provinces, giving it a deep presence in daily life beyond its face value. The 2014 are inscribed. This was part of the previous generation of coinage just before the new generation currency coin series was launched in 2018 to address public confusion and improve functionality in commerce. The use of Aguinaldo on this coin was intended to connect everyday Filipinos with a hero who had led the country through one of its most important chapters, the Revolutionary War for Independence. The reverse of the coin features the institutional seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The logo features a stylized eagle, a gear, and a star and sun motif representing strength, industry, and national pride. This official branding ties the coin directly to the modern state and its financial stability. The BSP logo was redesigned later on, but in 2014, it still reflected the transition from the old to the new, emphasizing modernization without forgetting the roots of national culture and the aspirations of its people. The material used for this coin is nickel-plated steel, which provides a silvery finish and enhances durability. It has a weight of approximately 7.4 grams, a diameter of 25 millimeters, and a reeded edge, making it practical for use in machines and public transport coin sorters across the country. What makes the 2014 5 Piso coin historically important is that it was among the last to feature this particular design before the overhaul in 2018. It was also minted during a period of economic strength in the Philippines and heavy public use of coins, especially in small transactions such as jeepney fares, sari-sari stores, and wet markets. The coin circulated heavily across both urban centers and rural provinces, giving it a deep presence in daily life beyond its face value. The 5 Piso coin carries historical context because it was also a key denomination for vending machines, toll gates, public transport, and digital payment transition tools. The significance of such coins becomes even greater when seen in the light of how they serve as bridges between the economy and the people who build it. From a collector's perspective, the 2014 version of the 5 Piso coin is moderately common in circulated condition, but finding and circulated or mint state examples is becoming more difficult, especially now that newer coinage is being pushed into mainstream circulation. Collectors, especially in the Philippines, look for high-quality strikes, minimal wear, and special varieties such as double dies, misaligned dies, and weak strikes that might signal minting errors. These mint errors can raise the coin's value significantly when authenticated and graded by professional numismatic services like NGC or PCGS. Even though the 2014 5 Piso coin does not contain precious metal, it still holds value due to its history, popularity, and place in the evolving coinage system. We will also highlight how Emilio Aguinaldo has been portrayed in coins and currency across the decades, and why his face was selected for this coin, his contributions to national identity, his leadership in the revolution, his declaration of independence, and his controversial role during the Philippine-American War make him a multi-dimensional historical figure whose legacy is worth analyzing in detail. We will provide background on his life, his presidency, and the historical reasons that justify his placement on the 5 Piso coin. In doing so, we bridge the historical with the present and help understand why coins like these carry more than numbers and weight. They carry meaning. Finally, we will discuss the market for the 2014 5 Piso coin, its price in local and international coin auctions, the trend of value increase over time, and the best ways to store and preserve this coin, whether for hobby investment or historical education. This coin belongs in every Filipino coin collection, not only for its availability but for its role in marking a specific chapter in the country's financial and cultural timeline. Collectors, educators, and even casual coin users will find in this coin a story that ties together history, identity, craftsmanship, and daily life. So stay tuned on LC Coins World as we take you through the complete journey of the 2014 5 Piso coin, from its roots in historical narrative to its presence in the hands of millions today. Every edge, every line, every word on this coin has meaning, and together we will uncover it all in this full historical exploration. The year 2008 was a normal-ish year for the 5-cent coin, with a large mintage intended for everyday use. These coins were distributed nationwide and quickly became a staple of Australian wallets, purses, and cash registers. Although the face value of the coin is modest, the 5-cent coin plays a crucial role in completing transactions and balancing price denominations, particularly in an economy where rounding and exact pricing remain important. In cash-based purchases over the years, however, the practical value of the 5-cent coin has been debated due to rising production costs and decreasing purchasing power, leading to discussions about its future in circulation. In this video, we will not only explore the technical and aesthetic details of the 2008 5-cent coin, but also consider its place in the broader economic and cultural landscape of Australia. We will look at its function in the everyday lives of Australians, its representation of native wildlife, and its contribution to the national identity. We will also examine collector interest in the 2008 edition, including mint sets and circulated rolls-proof issues and known die errors or varieties that may increase its numismatic value and desirability. In addition to this historical and technical overview, you will trace the evolution of the 5-cent coin since its inception in 1966, analyzing how the design has remained consistent over more than 5 decades, and why the echidna has endured as one of the most beloved symbols on Australian coinage. We will compare it to other coins from the decimal series, review notable auction results and grading trends, and provide guidance for identifying and preserving high-grade examples of the 2008 5-cent coin. Whether you are collecting coins for passion, profit, or education, this 2-hour journey into the 2008 Australian 5-cent coin will provide deep insights and appreciation for one of the smallest yet most essential coins in the nation's monetary history. Join me as we uncover its legacy and examine its enduring significance in the world of numismatics, only here on LC Coins World. Today, we are going to explore the long, detailed professional history of the 1986 Lincoln penny, a fascinating chapter in American numismatics that represents more than just a small denomination coin. It carries the legacy of the Lincoln cent series. It reflects the economic transitions of the 1980s. It marks the technological and material shifts at the U.S. Mint, and it serves as a symbol of a nation steadily advancing into the modern age of coinage. The story of the 1986 Lincoln penny begins with its place in the ongoing series of Lincoln cents, which were first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Victor David Brenner was the original designer of the Lincoln cent, and his profile of President Lincoln was the first time a historical American figure appeared on a regularly circulating United States coin. The obverse of the coin features Lincoln's right-facing portrait, while the reverse from 1959 to 2008 depicted the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the Lincoln Memorial reverse added a new layer of symbolism to the coin, showing not only Lincoln's portrait but also the monument built to honor him, and interestingly, the reverse includes a tiny rendering of Lincoln's seated statue visible between the columns of the memorial itself. By 1986, the Lincoln cent had already undergone a major compositional change, a key point in its production history. Prior to mid-1982, the Lincoln penny was minted using an alloy composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, due to rising copper prices, which made the cost of production exceed the face value of the coin, the U.S. Mint switched to a predominantly zinc composition with a thin copper plating. Beginning in 1980 to the 1986 penny was therefore struck using the new composition, which consisted of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. The core of zinc meant a significantly lighter coin at approximately 2.5 grams compared to the earlier bronze cents, which weighed about 3.11 grams. The Denver Mint produced the 1986 Lincoln penny as indicated by the small D mint mark located just below the date on the obverse side of the coin. This mint mark signifies that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint located in Colorado. The Denver Mint has played a critical role in U.S. coin production since the early 1900s, and by 1986 it was one of the most technologically advanced mints in the world, producing billions of coins each year, including the Lincoln cent. The total mintage of the 1986 penny was over 4.1 billion coins, making it one of the most abundant issues of the decade. However, quantity does not always mean lack of value, as we will see later. In our analysis of condition, rarity, die varieties, and mint errors, from a visual standpoint, the 1986 D. Lincoln penny continues to carry the classic design that Americans had become so familiar with. On the obverse you see Lincoln's bust facing right with the inscriptions in God, "We Trust Liberty," and the date 1986, with the D mint mark just beneath it. On the reverse, the Lincoln memorial design remains prominent with United States of America across the top, E pluribus unum, just above the memorial, and 1 cent boldly inscribed below. The design reflects a balance of artistry, function, and national symbolism, all on a small copper-plated zinc disc. The 1980s were an era of both economic recovery and transition for the United States. The early years of the decade saw high inflation and unemployment, but by the mid-1980s the economy had stabilized and consumer confidence had returned. As a result, the demand for circulating coinage remained strong, and the mint responded by producing billions of coins annually. The Lincoln penny remained essential for everyday transactions, even though inflation continued to erode its purchasing power. The continued use of the 1 cent coin during this time is a topic of debate among economists and collectors alike, but for numismatists, every year represents a unique point in the long continuum of minting history. Collectors who specialize in modern Lincoln cents often look beyond basic date and mint mark combinations and instead focus on condition, variety, and errors. The 1986 D. penny offers several such opportunities for collectors. While most examples are common in circulated grades, those that are found in mint state, particularly in MS 66 or higher with full original luster and no contact marks, are more difficult to locate and therefore carry a premium at auction. One area of great interest is the discovery of die varieties. These can include double dies, repunched mint marks, and other anomalies created during the minting process. Although not as well known as other dates, the 1986 D. penny has been reported with minor die cracks, die chips, and plating blisters, all of which can increase collector interest depending on severity and visibility. The transition to copper-plated zinc brought new challenges to the mint's quality control system. Zinc is a softer metal than copper, and the copper plating on these cents is extremely thin, meaning that planchet flaws, plating bubbles, and corrosion are more common in these coins than in earlier issues. Collectors seeking high-grade examples of 1986 D. Lincoln cents must pay particular attention to the surfaces of the coin, checking for signs of environmental damage, flaking, or discoloration. In addition to individual coin collecting, the 1986 D. penny fits into several registry sets, including the complete Lincoln Memorial Cent Series and modern penny date sets. Its abundance in the marketplace makes it accessible for beginners, but its conditional rarity at the highest grades makes it a challenge for advanced collectors. Grading services such as PCGS and NGC have certified thousands of examples, but only a small percentage achieve the highest gem grades, which can significantly boost their market value. As we move further into this 2-hour exploration, we will examine the broader historical context of 1986. As we move further into this 2-hour exploration, we will examine the broader historical context of 1986, including the political and economic landscape, how technology was shaping U.S. mint production, and how the role of coinage was evolving in American society. We will look at the Denver Mint's history, its output and quality standards, and how coins like the 1986 D. Lincoln penny are part of that enduring legacy. We will discuss coin storage, handling, grading, and preservation strategies for collectors who want to maintain the value of their copper-plated zinc coins over time. We will also take a closer look at auction data, population reports, and market trends to see how the 1986 penny fits into the larger numismatic scene today. We will compare it to earlier bronze cents and later shield design cents that began in 2010, and we will analyze how the Lincoln cents design and purpose have changed over more than a century, while remaining a constant fixture in American commerce. So stay with us as we go in depth on the 1986 Lincoln penny, its minting, its composition, its varieties, its collecting potential, and its place in the American story. This is LC Coins World, your home for coin history, collecting knowledge, and the timeless fascination of United States coinage, past and present.